Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Keeping It Biblical podcast with Nathan and
Aaron.
hello, Aaron.
Hello, Nathan. Thanks for having me as your co-host.
You're welcome.
It feels great to be able to have a one-on-one conversation
With nobody else here, right?
Yeah.
There's no super secret special guest. And that's
Not this week.
not
at
this week.
least.
Yeah, next week.
Next week, there's a special guest. I'm not telling you guys yet who the special guest is. You can wait to find out.
You'll have to look at our social media page.
Yeah. Because I could tell you on Instagram if I wanted to.
If I really felt like it.
Because I might be giving updates on release dates. Who knows?
And who knows, maybe this episode might drop early. What?
The expected release date is February 21st.
But
And that's in a week from today.
here's the thing. Maybe I might edit it faster. What?
I just realized they're gonna see this, and it's gonna be on the release date, and they'll never know about this.
Well, who knows? Again, that might be my gift to people. An early drop. Ooh. Anyways, so what's our topic today, Aaron?
It is the beginning. Genesis chapters 1 through 19.
Okay. But we're not doing 19 verses 30 to 34, right?
Right.
Yeah, because those ones get a little weird for our taste.
Yeah. We're still teenagers.
Yeah, we're still minors, guys. We can't talk about stuff without our parents here. All right. So, why don't you go over, what happens
In chapter 1.
in chapter 1, yeah.
In chapters 1 through 2, God creates the world in 6 days.
6 days.
Yes.
What?
And then he rests on the 7th day.
Yeah, but what does he make on the 6 days?
On the first day, he created light and darkness.
No way.
Yes.
No freaking way.
The second day was the sky.
Like this stuff outside?
Yes. That
What?
blue sky you see outside right now. I'm surprised. That's a blue sky today.
Yeah, I know. It's like, I don't remember if it was a really bright day. It was actually a pretty good day yesterday.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I went on a hike yesterday.
Yeah, I know. Gideon told me about that. Okay. Day 3 was the land, seas, and plants.
The land. The
Day
sea?
4 was the sun, moon, and stars.
Wah, wah, wah.
I don't see the sun today, but
It's like on the other side of the building.
so we can't see it from here.
No. But it was blinding me on the drive down.
Day 5. Birds and sea creatures.
Yeah,
I know. And then day 6 was when animals and humans were created.
but how did he create humans, bro? How did he do it?
He created Adam and Eve in his image.
No, not how. How did he do? You know what? Because this guy won't tell you guys, I'll tell you.
He created Adam, and then Eve came out of
No, how?
the ribcage.
Not. Let me explain to you guys how he made Adam. Basically, so he took the dirt from the ground, right, and he formed a man, and he breathed the breath of life into Adam's nostrils. Adam wakes up, bada bing, bada boom. We have man, and then God is like, it's not good for man to be alone, so he creates a companion for Adam. Or technically at that point he doesn't really have a name, so his name is just man. So basically God puts Adam, or man, to sleep, creates Eve out of his rib, right? Takes his rib out of his body.
Yeah.
And then is like, You have woman.
Okay, now that you say this, I remember reading this.
Yeah.
It just wasn't coming to the top of my head.
Yeah, it wasn't coming to recollection. Anyways, so, and also, I'd like to bring into mentions that after he creates, all the animals, he's like, be fruitful and multiply. Now.
I remember Colby saying that to us before he left.
Yeah.
On that video.
Yeah.
He was encouraging dating in the youth group.
Yeah. How dare you, Colby? How dare you?
He was telling us to be fruitful and multiply.
Are you fruitful and multiplying?
No.
You shouldn't be. That's what you wait to marriage for.
Yeah, I know.
Get a wife, then do it.
Yeah, obviously.
This is horrible advice for any teenage boy that might be listening to this.
Don't take this advice.
All right, guys. Now it's time for our per episode PSA. Don't take any advice, whether it be dating and or in the women area. Don't take any advice from us at all.
Exactly.
At all. None. All right, thank you.
Okay.
All
So,
right.
Nathan, what happens in Chapter 3?
Chapter 3? Meh. We didn't even talk about Chapter 2.
But Chapters 1 and 2 is, together, right?
Oh, yeah. But yeah, because Chapter 2 is basically just what I just told you all.
Yeah.
Right?
Because Chapter 2 was when?
But that's also whenever God informs Adam and Eve, or I think it's just more Adam,
To
not eat the forbidden fruit, or the fruit
from
of
the garden.
knowledge of good and evil.
Yeah.
Right? So he's told, don't eat it. Stay away from it. If you try to eat this, you'll probably die. I'm keeping it a buck with you. You'll probably die.
Hold on.
Or no, he doesn't even say you will probably die. He says you are sure to die.
Yeah, you are sure.
Why'd you say that so dramatically?
I don't
You
know.
are sure to die.
I don't know, honestly.
Anybody who's ever played the game Half-Life or Half-Life 2 knows he just spoke like a G-man. Right? I'm not going to do, an impression of it. You just need to look it up on your own. You need to do your own research.
Yeah, no.
Because if you're not a nerd, then you won't get it. Anyways, so, Anyways, we'll move on to Chapter 3.
Yeah, what happens in Chapter 3?
So, basically, the serpent shows up, right? And the serpent sucks. Worst animal ever. I see a snake outside. I fling it into a bush. Full force. I have a snake catapult at home. I fling snakes at walls. Anyways, so the serpent shows up. And he asks the woman, did God really say you must not eat the fruit from any of the trees in the garden? And, the woman responds, yeah, of course we can eat, just not from that one.
Yeah.
Right? And the serpent's like, I don't know, man. It looks pretty good. Oh.
Yeah, he wanted them to eat from that one tree.
And the woman's like, God said you must not eat or even touch it, or you will die.
And then the serpent was telling them that they won't die.
The serpent was basically trying to tempt them, right? Or more tempt the woman. Because this was a conversation between the serpent and the woman.
Yeah.
The man was just kind of standing on the sidelines.
Kind of just listening.
I don't know what he was doing, man, but he was high-key not doing anything at all. He was just kind of there just like,
I know what he was doing.
Please don't tell me he was staring at his wife's booty butt. Dear Lord, okay, it's water break. Water break. Water. Lord, forgive me. Lord, forgive me for I have sinned.
Okay, we're back.
All right, so we're
Back on track. We're cut that whole
Oh my
scene out.
gosh, it's like the geometry thing. Back on track. Boom, boom,
We're cutting
boom,
that whole
boom,
scene out.
boom, boom,
But we're
boom,
back,
boom,
guys.
boom, boom. So, you know, okay, so the woman, after the whole conversation with the serpent, was like, maybe I will. So she goes, she eats it, and then she gave some to her husband. You know, the moment that they ate the fruit, it says that their eyes were opened and they felt the shame at their nakedness.
Yeah.
So they sewed fig leaves together to cover themselves.
Because at the end of chapter 2, they weren't ashamed.
Yeah, they weren't ashamed of being completely booty butt naked. But now they are, because they
ate the fruit.
They know stuff now.
And then there was a cool evening breeze.
Yeah, and then they felt
Blowing.
the draft.
And then they heard the Lord God
Pull up.
walking into the garden.
He was like, yo, yo, yo.
I don't think he did that.
Yeah, no, he didn't. No, but he was like, hey guys, where are you at? Where you at? Where you at?
And they were hiding.
Right, and they were hiding. And the man responds, oh, sorry. I was ashamed of my naked body. So I hid from you, Lord.
And then
the Lord immediately kind of knew what was going on, right?
Yeah.
What'd he say?
Who told you you were naked?
Who told you you had no pants on? Adam is like, not even trying to be like, oh yeah, no, we ate the fruit. No, he immediately is like kind of being a bit of like a bum. And he's like, it was a woman you gave me who gave me the fruit, and I ate it. It's like a Death Note. You haven't watched it, but it's pretty good, I guess. There's this one scene where our main character, Light, it's like, I'll take a potato chip and I'll eat it. And it's like stupidly dramatic for no reason. Right? And then, God asks the woman,
what have you done?
So, the woman responds, the serpent deceived me. That's why I ate it. And the Lord God was all like to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed.
You are cursed.
More than all animals, domestic and wild. You will crawl on your belly, groveling in the dust, as long as you live. And I will cause hostility between you and the woman. And between your offspring and her offspring, he will strike your head, and you will strike his heel. Just imagine that for a second, though. Like, you have to live the rest of your, existence. You and your ancestors have to grovel around in the dirt. You get no limbs, no arms, no legs. It's kind of got to wiggle, I guess. It's kind of like, ooh.
That would be hard to do.
Ooh. Like, in the ground. And then, you have to basically be like, you have to basically just bite people's heels for the rest of your existence. Right? You're just biting people's ankles. You're like a toddler. You're an ankle
I'm
biter.
biting their ankles off.
No, you can't bite them off, because I'm gonna strike your head, bruh.
Ah.
I'm gonna strike your head.
But what if you're on the ground with me?
Then we're getting our heads struck together, twin. And
Okay.
then, God is like, I will sharpen the brain of your pregnancy, and in pain you will give birth. You will desire control over your husband, but he will rule over you. Right? That's what he says to the woman. And then to the man, he's basically just cursed to work for the rest of his life. Like a loser. We're men, dude. We're cursed to this. You want to work for the rest of your life?
Work?
This guy doesn't want to retire.
I will retire.
No, you're going to be working until 2032
2032.
is when you'll blow up.
Oh.
You'll explode in 2032.
So I'm going to die in 2032. Great.
I don't know, maybe. Anyways.
In, how many years from now? 6 or 7?
Anyways.
Kill me.
Basically, God says, since you listened to your wife and ate from the tree whose fruit I commanded you not to eat. Right? And I think the reason why God is like extra mad at Adam is because he expressly told Adam not to eat it,
No.
and the information
Yeah.
was kind of just relayed to his wife,
Yeah.
right? So he was directly told, he was directly commanded, do not do this. But he went against God's command, and he
didn't.
listened to his wife.
And then he ate the fruit and sinned.
Yeah, exactly. His sin originated from him listening to his wife and not God.
Yeah, exactly.
Fellas, married fellas, unmarried fellas, everybody, don't listen to your wife.
Don't listen to your wife.
Never listen to your wife. Start
No,
watching
it's-
Transformers.
It's not don't listen to your wife. It's to listen to God over your wife.
Yeah, it's that God. Well, that's just basic knowledge. Listen to
Exactly.
God over every other command from any other person.
Exactly.
Whether it comes with the punishment of imprisonment, death, whatever. Listen to God above all else.
Yes.
Because God is above all else. Right? He's outside of time. He's outside of everything else. He's above all else, literally.
Yeah.
Anyways, so the man, he's told you're gonna work for the rest of your life. You will, you'll scratch at the ground trying to make a living from it, and it'll grow thorns and thistles for you.
Yeah.
Though you will eat of its grain. By the sweat of your brow will you have food to eat until you return to the ground from which you were made. For you were made from dust, and to dust you will return. Anyways, I also really like the name of the next part. Paradise Lost, God's Judgment. Just sounds like a really tough action movie, right? Paradise Lost. In theaters,
Oh yeah.
August 14th.
That's the next couple verses. That's what it's
Right.
called.
And this is where, we get the name of Adam and Eve, right? Then the man
Yeah.
Adam named his wife Eve because she would be the mother of all who lived. And the Lord God made clothing from animal skins for Adam and his wife.
Yeah.
Um,
Look, the human beings have become like us, knowing both good and evil.
look, the human beings have become like us, knowing both good and evil. What if they reach out?
Take the fruit from the tree of life and eat it.
They will live
forever.
forever.
So the Lord God banished them from the Garden of Eden, and he sent Adam out to
cultivate the ground from which he had been made. It's like a WWE announcer. And the Lord sent Adam out to cultivate the ground from which he is made.
The boys had a 20 or so minute conversation about WWE, and it was too long to keep in the episode.
Let me look it up.
Anyways, trying to get back on track, chat. So basically, Adam and Eve sent out. There. Boom! You're gone. Right? So they're sent out. Now, want to know what happens next? You're not going to guess it. Adam slept with his wife. I know, it's crazy. Anyways, so basically, they have kids. They have two kids. They first give birth to Cain, right? So he's the first kid. He's the elder. He has the birthright. That'll be explained to you guys later if you don't already know what a birthright is. One of these days, we'll have a very educational episode where we teach you about stuff. But that's not going to be for a while because high-key, I don't want to do all that. So,
And then there's also Abel.
Abel came next, right? And so, when they grew up, Abel became a shepherd, while Cain cultivated the grounds. And whenever it became time to harvest, Cain presented the Lord with, his crops as a gift to the Lord. But Abel also brought a gift. And it was basically the best portions of his firstborn lambs from his flock. And the Lord accepted Abel's gift, but he did not accept Cain's at all. He was not having that. He did not want no veggies.
The Lord did he's
No, the Lord didn't eat Cain's. No, it's not they didn't eat them. It's that he didn't accept the gift, which was vegetables, rather than the meat, the best portions of meat from his firstborn lambs from his flocks, right?
yeah, true.
So it took Abel's gift because, again, it took more work, right? Because he was taking care of something that was living, and then he killed it, and he presented the best parts, which usually would go to man, right? It would usually go to me and you, like people.
Yeah.
But instead he presented it to the Lord, basically in a way of saying, these best parts of the lamb that I was supposed to kill for myself, I'm giving these to you.
Hey guys, editing Nathan here. From this point on, Aaron's mic will sound a bit choppy and messed up at times. I did not notice it while we were recording. My bad. Anyways, just letting you all know. I hope you enjoy the rest of the episode. God bless.
Okay, that makes
Right.
sense.
Right? It's, it makes sense once you think about it a little bit. And I might not even be explaining it right. Aaron's currently staring off into space like a schizophrenic man.
I hear the door.
Why would you hear the door?
I feel like it's moving. Something's moving.
Are you okay?
No!
Okay, so we're gonna bring Aaron to the hospital after this episode is done.
I don't need the hospital, man.
Yeah, you do. You're tweaking out. Anyways, so the Lord asks Cain, "Hey, what's up, man? Why are you so upset, big dog?" And the Lord.
Why are you angry?
Yeah, just correct me with exact wording. The Lord says to Cain,
Why are
"You will be accepted if you will be accepted if you do what's right. But if you refuse to do what's right, then watch out. Sin is crouching at the door, eager to control you, but you must subdue it and be its master." Did you just drop your microphone?
Yes, I did.
All right. So, Cain, in his infinite wisdom of what the Lord just told him, he goes up to Abel and he's like, "Yo, what's up, bro? Let's go out to the fields." And then, while they're in the fields, do you know what happened to Abel?
What?
He got his head bashed in. He died. Cain murdered his brother. He went, ching, ching, ching. And he was like, shh. And Abel died.
Died?
Yeah, he died.
Death.
Death, destruction, total annihilation.
Where's my screen brightness? Oh, there we go. Fixed it.
Also, here's a fun fact for you all. Whenever Aaron is using his phone, he has it on max brightness like he's a 42-year-old man.
Okay, no I don't. I have it there's
Halfway to max, or at least
a
less.
little over halfway.
That's still a lot.
No, it's not.
That is a lot. You gotta admit that is. I'm not even bullying you. If I was bullying you, I'd be like, "Haha, you're a loser. You stink. I can smell you from over here. Put on deodorant. Do it." Anyways, so the Lord basically goes up to Cain, and he's like, not goes up to him, but asks Cain, "Hey, where's your brother? Where's your obviously much cooler and much better brother who gives me much better stuff than you?" Well, no, Cain doesn't say that. Cain's like, well, we know he's dead. Cain just beat his head in. Like, Cain just beat Abel's head in just violently, like real bad. And so basically, Cain's all like, "I don't know. Am I my brother's guardian? Ha ha, this one will get him." And then God's like, "What have you done? Listen to me. Your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground. Now you are cursed and banished from the ground, which has swallowed your brother's blood. No longer will the crops yield for you. No matter how hard you work, from now on you will be a homeless wanderer on this earth. And Cain's all like, my punishment is too great to bear. My punishment. Anyways,
Sorry.
so God,
Where were we?
no, we'll start paraphrasing from that for now. So basically, so God is like, hey, where's your brother? And Cain's all like, I don't know. He's like, and then God's like, you're stupid. Did you really think I wouldn't know? Your brother's blood calls out to me from the ground.
You killed him.
You killed him, you stupid swine. Stupid fool. Foolish fool. And so, he's like, you're cast out. You're gonna be a vagabond. You're gonna be a homeless person. You're gonna stink. And
Stinky boy.
we're gonna hurt you.
We're gonna cut that out.
No, we're
That
not.
was-
We're
that
gonna
was.
we're gonna keep that in.
Oh no.
Because that's like in the middle of a sentence, and so I'm not cutting that. So basically, Cain is sent out, and basically he's asking the Lord, like, not asking, but he's more like, anybody who finds me is gonna kill me. And so the Lord's like, no, there's gonna be a mark on your body that'll show to anybody who comes up to you, don't kill this man, or the punishment that is inflicted onto you will be given a punishment that punishment sevenfold, basically. So it's like a lot worse. A lot worse. Like, why are you staring at me like I'm a husk?
Now it's time for a random song with Aaron, the part of the podcast where Aaron sings us a song, and before you ask, no. This part was not spared by Aaron's horrible mic quality.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I found. Was blind, but now I see.
All right.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
I know.
So basically, the Lord sent Cain out and gave him a mark that shows to anybody who comes across him that any punishment, or more, the punishment for killing Cain is so much worse than the punishment that Cain is getting. And Cain, remember, he's homeless. He's not allowed to be like anywhere. He just sucks. Sucks being
Yeah.
him, I guess.
He shouldn't have killed his brother.
No, really?
He really should.
Really? No.
It was a bad decision.
You know what? It's time for me to go into a segment, a small rant, if you will. Lightning McQueen shouldn't have given up the piston cup in Cars. And, actually, no. I think that's what I thought when I was younger, right? Lightning McQueen shouldn't have given up the piston cup, right? And, have you seen Cars?
Yes, I have.
He gave it up so that he could let his friend, his good old buddy and pal, win, one last time. Because remember, it was his last race. And so he let the green guy win. And he intentionally lost, even though he could have won. And whenever I was a kid, I was so mad about that. Because it's like, he lost, so I could learn a lesson that I would have forgotten in 5 minutes' time. But I didn't even learn a lesson from it because I was 5, and I still haven't forgotten it. Now, since then, I've learned the lesson from that, and it's more like I guess for the way that I interpret it, it's like a lack of pride, or a putting down your pride to let somebody else experience something, right? Because Lightning could have won. He could have gotten the Piston Cup.
Yeah.
He could have, beaten everybody else. But no, he laid down his pride, and he was, and he used humility to recognize that his win isn't as important as the other guy finishing his race.
Yeah.
Which is honestly kind of a bar. That's kind of fire, I think.
How did we get to the topic of Lightning McQueen?
Well, I don't know. It's cool.
We went from reading the Bible to...
Lightning McQueen? Well, yeah, but here's the thing. Lightning McQueen is cool, and also we could all learn a lesson from that. Like even as Christians, we should all we should all be like Lightning McQueen. I think we lay down our pride to get other people ahead. Our like betterment and our like furthering ourselves is good, right? And we shouldn't like stay like behind, but we should also push other people ahead while we push ourselves forward, right?
That's good thinking.
That's kind of wise. I'm kind of wise right now.
Yeah. Okay, for time's sake, we're gonna skip the rest of chapter 4.
No, we got to go through the entire genealogy of Cain.
Cause we've gone through enough, man. I bet that most people already know about Cain.
Well, here's the thing. Basically, so there's a whole thing about the descendants of Cain, and then we learn that Adam and Eve have another kid.
Named Seth.
New Seth? Who's old Seth?
I said named Seth.
Oh, I thought you said new Seth. New Seth.
No, named
And I was like,
Seth.
Wow, who's old Seth?
They
Who's
slept.
Seth?
They slept together again.
No, really? I thought a stork came and gave it to them. That's what my mommy and my daddy taught me. They told me, Nathan, whenever you want a new sibling, the stork will come and they'll drop off a baby into the chimney. And when I was a kid, I was really scared because every night we would have the furnace on. Did you just do that intentionally?
No. Yes. I wanted to see what would happen.
Okay, so like we'd have the furnace on every night, right?
Yeah.
And so I was told, all right, so the stork will come and it'll drop the baby in the furnace in the chimney, and the chimney led directly into the furnace, which was on every night. So I thought, oh no, the stork's gonna drop the baby in the furnace. It's gonna burn.
Santa's gonna burn.
Santa's gonna die. Anyways.
Okay, back on track.
So,
The birth of Seth.
time for you all to sit through the wonderful genealogy of the descendants of Adam. All right.
Okay, chapter 5 is really not that important. What I find crazy is how long these people lived, though.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
That's why we're gonna go through it. Okay, so when Adam was 130 years old, he became the father of a son who was just like him, in his very image. His name was Seth. After the birth of Seth, Adam lived another 800 years.
So he lived 930 years.
Well, yeah, but he also had other sons and daughters after that.
That is kind of crazy.
So, but apparently those other kids were just whatever. Anyways, so whenever Seth was 105, he became the father to Enosh. After the birth of Enosh, Seth lived another 807 years.
So that's over 912 years.
Yeah, so he had other kids. When Enosh was 90, he became the father of Kenan. After the birth of Kenan, Enosh lived another 815 years.
This is what's crazy is people these days, if you're lucky, you live to at least 100.
That's if you're lucky. If the microplastic doesn't, in your bloodstream, doesn't just, eviscerate you.
And people stop having kids at, 50, 40.
Most people. The grand majority of people don't have kids after the age of, 50. And that's, being really generous.
And these people are having kids when they're 90 or 105. What?
Well, I mean, again, they were living to 190. And also, here's another thing. So, after a while, there was a dude named Enoch. And, Enoch only lived 365 years. And he walked in very close fellowship with God. And then one day, he just straight up disappeared. He just vanished. Boom. Gone.
Enoch?
Yeah, Enoch. He disappeared because God took him, right?
Yeah.
Because he was in deep, deep fellowship with the Lord. So then we get to a dude named Noah. You're never gonna guess what Noah does. You're never gonna guess.
Didn't he build an ark?
Stop spoiling it.
Sorry.
I'm gonna hurt you.
I just had that temptation to spill it.
I rebuke your temptation. Rebuke it. Rebuke it. Rebuke it. So Genesis 6 is basically, the world is just kind of messed up.
It's gonna go wrong.
Bad. Not good at all.
God is gonna flood the earth.
God is like, my spirit will not put up with humans for such a long time. They are only mortal flesh. In the future, their normal lifespan will be no more than 120 years.
Hey, but you want to know who saves the day?
Who?
Noah. He builds an ark.
Oh my gosh. Really? He builds
Yes.
a
Big ark.
big boat.
The story of Noah.
The Lord saw the extent of the evil and wickedness that humans were doing on earth. And, he saw like everything, like their thoughts, their actions, their ideas, and they were all just completely evil. Like there was
Yeah.
no good at all. So the Lord was quite literally sorry ever making them.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's just like, I'm sorry, guys. I did not mean to make these people. And so the Lord says, I will wipe out the human race, and that I've created from the face of this earth. There we go. And so he's going to wipe out the human race, destroy them all, demolish, gone.
Die.
And
Stupid idiot.
but Noah, he found favor with the Lord.
Yeah.
And so, Noah was a righteous man, and he was the only blameless person living on the earth at that time. Let that sink in for a second. He is the only person who just, is inherently good. Like, only person who is good on the entire planet. That's a bit wild, yo.
That is wild.
That's wild, dog.
Wild.
Whoop. So God goes to Noah and he's like, yo, I've decided to destroy just everything. I'm gonna get rid of it all. Completely. All gone.
Goodbye.
And so, I want you to build a boat for treasure on Roblox.com.
What? Where's Roblox come in?
Nothing.
I don't think Roblox was
Ball
invented
knowledge.
then.
Complete ball knowledge. The game Build a Boat for Treasure?
No.
Oh yeah, I forgot you're young.
I only play Steel Brain on it.
Yeah, I know, because you're stupid.
There's admin abuse today.
You're not playing the admin abuse.
Why not?
Because we're busy.
What
Build a
time
Boat
is-
for Treasure.
Hold on, let me check what time the admin abuse is.
No, you're not. Anyways, so the Lord tells Noah, build a large boat from cypress wood and waterproof it with tar inside and out. Construct the deck and stalls throughout the interior. Make it 500 feet long, 75 feet wide, and 45 feet high. Leave an 18-inch opening, and all that happens. And he tells him, hey, I want you to take animals for sacrifice, and I want you to take one pair of each other animal that aren't for sacrifice, that aren't for this and that, and I want you to go on the boat with you, your wife, and your sons, and their wives, right? And then he's like, awesome, I'm gonna do that. So he builds the boat, gets everything ready, and then boom, the water starts flooded out. Everybody gets basically just drowned out. Not basically, it's like they do. They just blah 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 blah. Right?
It was built from cypress wood.
Cypress.
Cypress wood, same thing.
You're dumb. You're a fool.
It's okay.
Yeah, I know.
Don't judge me.
Anyways, so, all right.
The flood covers the earth.
Noah
Oh.
was 600 years old whenever, flood covers the entire planet. Everything's wet. Everything's wet. It's all water. We got fish. But do you think that fish would have survived?
Fish can swim.
Yeah, but would they be able to handle that though?
How would they die? Water. Water's where they live.
Yeah, but like, what if it was really hot water? We don't know the temperature of the water.
Underwater.
What if God made the water really hot because there were some really evil fish? Think about that.
Why would God do that, though? Why would he
Evil
make
fish, piranhas.
For a flood, why would he make it really hot?
They made the water would get really hot so that he would boil all the evil piranhas.
Sure.
Again, that was stupid. I apologize. I apologize to all of our viewers. All of our 4 viewers. Yeah.
Sorry.
So the rain continued to fall for 40 days and 40 nights, and they were on the boat, right? And then, they were getting lifted higher and higher by more and more water. And then, finally the water covered everything, like even the highest mountain. Wet.
Water.
Is water wet?
Yes. Or do you think it's wet?
Okay, so
Does people just think water's wet? Or is water really wet?
I had a conversation with somebody about that stuff. It was, so we were just sitting around, and, he asked me really randomly, hey, is water wet? And then, he was like, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think it's wet. I'm pretty sure water's wet. And he's like, no, I don't think water's wet. I think water makes things wet.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was just about to say. Water makes us wet.
But that doesn't mean that it's wet itself, because how can the wettener be wet? How can the thing that's wetting be wet? And, I was really confused by that, right? Because that just doesn't make sense. That really doesn't at all. What do you mean water isn't wet? It's like the wettest thing ever. It's the origin of wet. The OG wet. It doesn't make sense at all. I don't get it. Right? So, I did some research. By that I mean a Google search. And I showed him the evidence. Water's wet. And I laughed at him. I didn't laugh at him, I'm joking. But, I'm pretty sure the answer was water is wet.
Actually, let me read this.
Whether
water is quote-unquote wet depends on definition of wetness. Scientifically, wetness is a liquid's ability to adhere to a solid surface, meaning water itself is not wet, but makes other materials wet. However, if wet is defined as covered or such... Okay, yeah, I'm not reading the rest of that. So, AI overview says water is not wet. So water's not wet.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Water isn't wet. I'm clicking on a whole bunch of things and it's saying
water isn't wet?
Yes.
Why wouldn't water be wet, though? Like...
I don't know, honestly. That's just confusing.
Okay, I think we've gotten to a point where we're talking about, like, stuff that doesn't make sense anymore. Like, you've lost me whenever you said, like, I don't even know. Like, you lost me a minute ago. All I know is that I'm not letting go of my belief. Water's still wet. The science can disprove me. I don't care. Water's still wet. Sue me. Don't actually sue me. I have no money.
Broke.
I might be broke, but at least I'm happy. That was a very loud drinking of water. That was like... Did that pick up on the mic? I don't know. Please stop. You're hurting my feelings.
Sorry, I had to get my water sipping in there. They didn't hear that, how loud that was.
Yeah, I did.
Because that first one was... Oh, there goes my phone. That has my Bible on it.
Anyways, so everything that basically wasn't in the ark or the big boat died for obvious reasons, other than fish, I'm guessing. I don't think Noah had an aquarium.
Noah had an aquarium?
I don't think Noah would have had an aquarium
Yeah,
for
I don't
every
think
single
so
fish,
either.
because that would have been an entire different thing.
That would have been...
And I don't even think the fish would be, like, that evil. Like...
Yeah, fish.
Evil fish. Like, does that even make sense?
What do you call a fish with no eyes?
Oh, that's an eye. Oh, I'm sorry.
Someone was up at 3 a.m. one night and told me that joke and then explained the whole joke.
You know. Anyways, so everything else on the earth died, and floodwater covered the earth for about 150 days.
Yep.
Eventually, the flood just kind of something happened to it. The flood waters gradually rescinded after 150 days, exactly 5 months after the flood began. The boat came to rest on the mountains of Ararat. And then 2.5 months later, the waters continued to go down more.
Yeah.
And then other mountains and their peaks became visible. After another 40 days, Noah, being a absolute madman genius, not even a madman, he just, he opens a window he had made in the boat, and he releases a raven. The bird flew black. I mean, yeah, a raven's black. Flew back and forth, right?
Yeah.
And then it, was like, it looked for land. Did not find anything, And then Noah, being an absolute, what even is another term for genius? No, don't look it up. Just think of something. Intelligent person. Noah, being an absolute intelligent person, decided to, send out a dove. But because the dove couldn't find any place to land, because, the land was still covered in water, it returned to the boat. So, Noah brought the dove back inside. And then he waited, I think, a good 7 days. You had a good 7 days. Not 6.
7. 6.
I'm sorry, everybody. I had to do it. Anyways, so he waited another 7 days, and then he, sent the dove back out.
Yeah.
And it didn't come back this time. And at that point, Noah was about 601 years old. On the first day of the new year, 10.5 months after the flood began, the flood waters had almost dried up from the earth. Noah lifted back the covering of the boat and saw that the surface of the ground was drying.
2
more
months.
months went by, and guess what happened?
The last of the earth was dry.
I know. Well, I don't know. Anyways, so,
Then God said to Noah, leave the boat, all of you. You and your wife and your sons, their wives, release all the animals, the birds, and the livestock, and the small animals that scurry along the ground, so they can be fruitful and multiply throughout the earth.
again.
Being fruitful and multiply again.
I thought you said fruit fly and multiply, so it's like, oh yeah, God out here rapping. Be a fruit fly and multiply. that would be like that would be something to say, definitely. But so they're all out. They're all chilling. They're all out of the boat. So God confirms His covenant with Noah, and fish fear Him now.
Yep.
I've given you all the food, just as I have given you grain and vegetables. But you must never eat any meat that still has the lifeblood in it. And I will require the blood of anyone who takes another person's life. If a wild animal kills a person, it must die. And if anyone who murders a fellow human, anyone who murders a fellow human must die. If anyone takes human life, that person's life will be taken by human hands. For God made human beings in His own image. And He blesses the humans and says, be fruitful, multiply, and repopulate the earth. New mission, repopulate the earth. So, God confirms His covenant with Noah and his descendants, and with all the animals that were on the boat with you, the birds, the livestock, and all the wild animals. every living creature on earth. Yes, I'm confirming my covenant with you. Never again will I flood waters. Never again will flood waters kill all living creatures. Never again will a flood destroy the earth. Then God said, I'm giving you a sign of my covenant with you and all living creatures for generations to come. And then, God makes a rainbow. Oh, yeah. And then,
We're on chapter 9, right?
yes.
Oh, these people don't even know what chapter we're on.
These people,
Like, the people listening.
we the people.
The people listening don't know where we're at, but we know where we're at.
Yeah, we know what we're doing. They don't.
We're just talking at this point.
We're just kind of reading. You know what? Time for a very in-depth conversation.
Uh-oh.
After the flood, Noah decides, I'm gonna grow some grapes. I'm gonna make wine. And he became drunk and stripped down to his booty butt in a tent. Then Ham, the father of Canaan, saw that his father was naked. So he told his brothers. Then his brothers, Shem, Japheth, I don't know, Jabba the Hutt. Then Shem and Jabba the Hutt took a robe, held it over their shoulders, and backed into the tent to cover their father. As they did this, they looked the other way as to not see their dad naked. Right?
Right.
So they're just holding a robe over their shoulders and looking the other way and backing up. Like, what if they ran into a pole or something? Let's think about that. They slammed their dad Noah into a pole.
That would have been really fun. That would be really funny if that actually happened. If they walked into a pole.
If they walked into a pole and Noah got eviscerated.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even be funny. I think that would just be sad because he's already drunk, he's naked, and now he's probably dead inside at that point if he ran into a pole. Why are you throwing your mic, boy?
I got bored.
We're keeping those instances of you dropping your mic in.
What?
We're keeping you dropping your mic in.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so
The amount of
whenever
times I've
Noah
dropped my mic.
woke up from his drunken state,
Yeah.
he learned what his son Ham had done, and then he cursed Canaan, the son of Ham, and he was like, "May Canaan be cursed, and may he be the lowest of servants to his relatives." And then he blesses Shem,
Bless Shem.
and then
May Canaan be his servant.
and then
May God expand the territory of
yeah, and then he's like,
Japheth. And may Japheth share the prosperity of Shem. And may Canaan be his servant. Noah lived another 350 years
yeah, and then he
after the Great Flood.
died.
And he died at 950. You want to know what?
What?
I think that is a great spot to end.
All right.
At the end
You know
of
what?
chapter 9.
We didn't get to 19, but we got to 9.
Yeah.
I think what happened is that we greatly overestimated our ability to just kind of read and paraphrase stuff.
Yeah.
We suck at that, dude. We're not good. So I think we did a fair amount.
We did up to 9. And,
Yeah.
And next week, with our special guest,
We can do up to 19.
we can do from 10 to 9.
Not even. Yeah, from 10 to 19. Yeah.
We don't even need to start reading anew.
Yeah. We can just. Yeah.
So, everybody, tune in next week. We'll be reading from chapters 10 to 19. And we have a special guest.
Who you're not allowed to know who it is.